Hello everybody and welcome to artistworms.com. So welcome back. Welcome back for me. I was a little out of YouTube for a while because, if you follow me, I went in Italy to visit my family for a couple of weeks. And when I came back, there was a lot of job to do, a lot of stuff to do, and I had no time to do a new videos. But now is the time for an amazing video. It actually was an expected video. A lot of people asked me to do this review, the review of this shifter, the Brockwood Shifter, how they call it. And today is the day for the first and only global and deep review of this shifter. So hang out with me, let me take the camera and I will show the shifter in all the details. Okay, so first thing, let's have a global view of the shifter, and after I will tell you the pro and the con of this kind of shifter. So this is the shifter. Okay, is built on a frame with the wheels, so you can move around. Is pretty nice actually for a space like mine, that is a small place to move around the shifter. The shifter come with one of these shifter things, okay, with the different holes actually. This is one is a 1/16 inch, and this is where the harvest is collected. This one actually have two different panels. One is for red wigglers or blue, and one is for African nightcrawler. If you want the one for the nightcrawler, actually it's a European too, it's extra, you have to pay more. And it's actually this one. You see, I show you side by side. The holes for the eggs are different. I will tell you what I don't like of this, but let's first go with the characteristic, okay? So the shifter have a total 3 chutes. One is for, again, for the casting, one is for what they say for the eggs, and one is for everything is not, don't go through these holes. So what doesn't happen, that this shifter will not separate the worms, because everything, worms and all the unprocessed material that is in the bedding will finish in the last one. So if you need to separate the worms, you have to go through a light separation process that is a little time consuming, but there are no way to go around of this, okay? So this shifter move on this way, forward and backward, through a motor that is inside here. Okay, I'll show you. This pretty simple motor. Okay, this is the address of the farm, the phone number. I will tell you in a while regarding the order process. Here the motor. Okay. And here is the button where you start. Actually, it's here, this one. Okay, so let's go down because it's pretty nice. You have a pretty long cord that you can go wherever you want with this cord. And here are the chutes. I hope if you can see. Let me take one light if I can. Okay, so there are 3 chutes actually here. One is here, and it's for the casting. One is here, and this is what they say for the eggs. And here is the last one. Okay, so what is that they can, that I don't like on this system is that the chute here on the bottom, the one for the casting and the one for the eggs, they are too close. So when you put these things, also you don't have a lot of space for the last hole, that is where the worms, so it's very, very, very tight. If you use a 5-gallon bucket, you are really, really tight and a lot of things go out. So you need to use things like that, so have more more area where the things go, fall down. So for me, if they thought to make this shifter, this panel, like 2-3 inch longer, that would be amazing. So they will be perfect because I have more space on the bottom where put the 3 beans, because you need the 3 beads on the bottom. Okay. Another thing that happened, that these holes actually, they don't take out all, of course, only the cocoons, but also the like if the warm casting, the bedding is not very dry, and is a little a little moist, humid. It's not this fine to go through all the 116, so go down the eggs too. So if you harvest a lot of a casting, what you found on the down here is a bench of casting with, of course, all the eggs and the baby worms and everything. So what happened that I will sift again manually with the 1/8-inch manual sifter that I got out of Amazon. That actually is this one that everybody uses. So it's a third passage I have to do by myself, and it's time consuming. So okay, so stay till the end. I will tell you everything about the cost and the order process. Okay, so another thing, one really, really good, nice thing that I love is the fact that it's portable. In a tight space like mine and a small place like mine, I can move around these things wherever or whatever I want. Yeah, but one downside that I understand after the first time I use it, that because the vibration, these wheels, they will move it. So you need to some way block it. So I use this one to block on the front. I have one of these at home, and I use this big stone on the back. So this is blocked, and the don't move it. And it's okay. It's just a little downside. Another downside of these things that I don't like is a little how do you say? I will like that will be a little higher, at least another, I don't know, 4 or 5 inch, because when you have to do a lot of stuff and you have to operate here, okay, these things you have to bend on the top. So if you work on this thing for 2 hours, okay, you have 2 hours be bend this stuff, and you suffer a little on the back. Maybe it's just me myself. I'm oldest guy, but if it was like a 4 or 5 inch higher, that it would be perfect about these things. So another things that with this system, it's not this sifter, but it's this kind of a system. The bedding have to be very, very dry. So if you want to sift very fast, the bedding have to be very dry, where almost the worms are dead. So you have to figure out stuff how to do that. So how I do that, I harvest when it's a little dry, because if it's too moist, it's not work. I will show you right now how this thing work. Okay, so I have this casting that is ready to harvest, and it's actually a little moist. I just left moist. So you can see here, this is all casting, but because it's not very dry, the harvester will not sift, will not pass through. So by the way, I'm talking over because the noise of the harvester is too strong and actually cover my voice. So if you see, it's sift actually, the harvest the fine casting through the 116 holes, but the majority of casting is not going through. So, and it is a little inconvenient because again, I have to harvest manually what is not passed through. So the right thing to use this kind of harvester is just wait a little bit that the bedding it's very dry, and of course the worms, they will suffer a little because the very dry bedding is not the best condition for them. So another things that I really don't like in this sifter, that doesn't matter if it's dry or not, but especially if it's a little moist, you really need to put a little by little. so it would take a little time. You see I put a little more and it's going just down without sift very well, so it takes time. This is another reason why I would like to be a little longer, like maybe some inches, so I have more space to sift. So I show you. You see, it's not sift. If you put like a bigger quantity, it's not sift. You go through up and down, going back, forth and back to give the chance to the sifter to actually sift all the bunch of casting that you put on in one time. So if you have already very, very big quantity of casting to sift, you have like a bigger farm, I think this is not the right tools for you. This can be a right tools for like medium small farm like mine, with the downside I already told you, and I will tell you a little later. What happened here is that the stick on the surface of the panel. So when it stick, what happened that it will block actually the holes, so it will not sift very well. So once in a while you need to clean up. I got this brush to clean up everything. But if the bedding it's a little too moist, actually what happened that you clean the surface, but on the bottom, on the other side of this panel, there was still a lot of moist bedding attached. They will clog all the holes, so the sifter basically don't work. So you have to take out all the screw, take out the panel, and clean the back of the panel too. So it's easily if you don't sift when it's a little too moist. But too moist for this system because it's not the tolerance of the moisture is very, very low. So really to work in a decent way with these things, the bedding needs to be dry. Okay, let me continue to sift. So I'm done to sift. Actually I sifted 3 trays. Let's see what come out from the tray. So this is all the unprocessed stuff. You can see it's bigger. There are a lot of worms, baby worms, bigger worms, of course a lot of cocoon. They went over there, and you can feel it's a little moist, and this is what is supposed to be cocoons, only cocoons. There are a bunch of cocoons, but also you see it's a lot of casting. So I will actually sift this one manually. So it's not a lot of stuff, but I will sift this manually. And this is all the casting. And the casting actually come out amazing, very soft and clean, and very fluffy. And this is perfect product that you want out. So for the casting, actually, the sifter work very, very well. I really love how the casting come out. It's amazing. It's beautiful. This is the final product that you want for sale or for use onto your home. Actually, for sale, this is the perfect things that I want. Okay, so let me take the manual sifter. I will sift this little thing. It's not really too much, and I want to wait, of course, the casting and everything. And while I sift these things, I will make some final consideration about the sifter. So I will use this 1/8 inch that I got on Amazon to sift. I show you how much casting I will sift out from here. So you see, it's not fine like the other one, but it's still pure 100% casting. So what we have here, let's see if you can see, it's a bunch of baby worms and a bunch of eggs, and plus some like bigger pieces of stuff that we don't want, of course, in our casting. So I will take out this one. Okay, so now let's go talk about other stuff. So first thing is the ordering process. The ordering process was very easy. the guy, actually the owner of this company, he accepts order only by phone. You can like order online, pay with credit card and everything. So you have to call him. Talk by phone, tell him what you want, what you need. He will explain everything about the order process, and they will send you a PayPal invoice that you pay. Okay, so the shipping was pretty fast because he had one already packed. So in like less than a week, actually 1 week from when I paid the invoice, I got the shifter home, and there were 3 packages, pretty heavy actually. The packages were amazing. I really have to tell that they packaged the shifter very, very well and in a very safe way. So there was a bunch of you know, like shipping paper and like plastic ball things and packages inside the packages. Everything was perfect. I really like it. The shifter comes with a manual with all pictures. There are all pictures step by step how to put together these things. It was not really this hard. We have to figure out a couple of things, but it's, I think, normal when you put together something that you never saw before. We were like 3 people, but because, you know, there was some curiosity, my brother came, my cousin came to help a little bit, and but if you are pretty good to put stuff together, you can do by yourself. So the only thing, when you put the motor on the top, it's pretty heavy, and you need one person who will help you. So in 2 people, in less than 1 hour, you put together all the shifter. So let's see about the costs, how much costs. So for the shifter, 2 different panels. For the red wigglers and the blues and the night crawlers, about African and NC, so with 1 extra panel, included shipping, it was $3,450, I guess, and for what I understand, the shipping was around $300, just the shipping. Okay, what about the price? It's worth. This is another things that we have to talk about, because for me, I think it's overpriced. I think this stuff for $3,450, okay, $300 shipping, $3,150 with an extra panel, it's a little overpriced, because everything is wood. So of course, except the wheels and the structure and the frames and everything. Everything's wood, they say, because it's easily to change the spare part and whatever. So everything is wood, and wood is not expensive like metal. And also, I think it's overpriced. But there are another way of the things. The market is this one. Today, in the market, or you build something like this, and if you are good to do yourself, it's not this difficult. It's something that is not on my capability. I can't do something like that. I'm not this do-yourself guy for do this stuff. But if you are very good to do yourself, it's pretty easy. This concept, it's easy. I saw on YouTube a bunch of video where people do this, something like that. So, but this is a little more complete. I mean, you know, and it's a well made. It's a little overpriced, but the market is this one. So you buy or you leave. There are nothing, because the only other shifter actually are the bigger shifter. You know, the rotor one, the one that we spin, and I think this is a better choice for what you have to do, for what I have to do. If you don't sell worms, okay. And the only thing that you want is clean, sellable casting. I think this shifter is perfect. It's a very good choice, because whatever come out from the other hots that is not the casting, you just take back in your beans. So if you have, for example, only CFT beans, and again your target is to have only casting, that will be okay. But for me, that I sell also worms, and so my target is actually to separate worms, not only casting. That is not the good choice. So if I went back, I will order again. Probably yes. I will order again just because the size and the fact that I can move very easily with the wheels, and for my room, for my environment, this is perfect. This is perfect. The other one would be too big, and I didn't have the space to do that, and of course cost more. For my research, to the smaller one will cost, including the shipping, around $5,000, something like that. So, but of course, when you do one investment, or you spend $3,500, or you spend $5,000 for something that is more useful for you, you will spend $5,000 without think twice. So, but again, I will go back, I will buy again. Yes, probably yes, because I have no other choices. But if I had places bigger, at least 3 times like this one, I will be with the. I will go without thinking with the other one. So, just last word: if you need only to sift casting, and you don't have a lot of space, and you have, for example, different rooms, and you want to take very easily your sifter around, this is the perfect choice, guys. Spend the money, don't think twice. You have just to know that you have to dry the bedding to work faster. If you are trying to sell worms and casting, so you need to separate the worms for the beddings in a very easily way and a very fast way, this is not the right choices. Go with the tumbler. Again, if you have the space. I didn't have the space for the tumbler, so this was my choice. Okay, guys, I think this is all for this review. If you have any questions, just write down and let me know what you think about, and let me know if you have any suggestion, if you have any question. I'm always here, okay? Thank you very much, and see you next time.